Welcome to Phrasal Verb Practice. This is the place to learn real English, one phrasal verb at a time. My name is Marissa, and I'll walk you through this learning journey. Hello, everyone. Trust you're all well. In today's session, we'll cover and practice the phrasal verb come out. So let's talk about how we really use come out in everyday English. It has a few common meanings, but they're all closely connected. First, when we say come out, we often mean to leave a place and become visible. Something moves from inside to outside, or from hidden to visible. For example, he came out of the room. The sun came out after the rain. A few stars came out at night. Now, there's another very common use of come out. We use come out when something is released or published. This could be news, a report, a movie, or a product. For example, the new phone comes out next week. The report came out yesterday. When did that movie come out? There's also a meaning related to information and truth. We use come out when something becomes known or is revealed. Usually, it was hidden before. For example, the truth finally came out. Details came out during the meeting. It came out that he had already left. And there's one more meaning that's very common in daily life. We use come out to talk about results, so we're talking about how something turned out in the end. For example, the photo came out blurry. The cake came out perfect. My drawing came out better than I expected. So here's the key idea. In every meaning, something moves from hidden to visible, or from inside to public or clear. Now let's connect come out to other languages. In Spanish, we often say salir, publicarse, or revelarse. In French, it's sortir. In Portuguese, sair. In Italian, uscire. In German, herauskommen. In Japanese, deru. And in Chinese, dulai or dulaila. So when do people usually use come out? People use come out when someone leaves a place, when the sun appears after clouds, when news, movies, or products are released, when information becomes public, and when talking about how something turned out. Let's review with a few clear examples. He came out of the office and waved, leaving a place. The results came out this morning, being released. The truth came out in the end, being revealed. My cookies came out too dark, result. The sun came out right after lunch, appearing. Now let's talk briefly about how come out works grammatically. The phrasal verb come out is inseparable. That means nothing goes between come and out. So we say, the news came out yesterday. She came out of the building. The photo came out great. Here are the patterns you'll hear most often. Come out, no object. Come out plus of plus place. Come out plus adjective. Great, blurry, wrong, perfect. Come out plus time phrase. Today, tomorrow, next week. And one quick note about pronouns. Because come out is inseparable, pronouns never go in the middle. So we say, the details came out, not the details came them out. Now it's time to practice. First, you'll hear a short text from everyday life. Then, you'll hear another text in a professional or office setting. Are you ready? Let's start. I woke up early and looked outside, hoping for good weather. The sky was gray, but after a while, the sun finally came out and the whole room felt brighter. That small change made it easier to start the day. I made breakfast and decided to try a new recipe I'd been nervous about. When it was ready, I tasted it and smiled. It actually came out better than I expected. Later in the morning, I went to the laundry room to grab my clothes. As I opened the dryer, warm air came out, and the fresh smell reminded me I needed to clean more often. While folding, my phone buzzed. A message came out in the family chat, asking if we were getting together later. No one had decided yet, so we waited to see what else would come out during the day. In the afternoon, clouds rolled back in, and for a moment, I thought the sun wouldn't return. Then, just before sunset, it came out again, lighting everything in orange. I grabbed my jacket and stepped outside. As I walked, a neighbor came out of their house and waved, and we stopped to talk for a few minutes. That evening, I checked social media and saw photos from a trip my friends had taken. The pictures had just come out, and everyone was commenting on them. One photo didn't look great at first, but after looking again, I realized it had come out fine. Sometimes you just need a second look. During dinner, we talked about a small family misunderstanding from last week. Someone finally explained what really happened, and the truth came out in a calm way. It felt like a weight was gone. Before going to bed, I thought about the day. Not everything went as planned, but things had a way of sorting themselves out. In the end, what mattered most always seemed to come out eventually. Great, that was the first text. How many times did you hear the phrasal verb of the day? Now, let's move on to the second text. The day started with a short stand-up meeting, and everyone was waiting for the updated numbers. When the results finally came out, the room got quiet for a second. They weren't bad, but they weren't great either. Our manager said the full report would come out later in the afternoon, once finance finished their review. After the meeting, I went back to my desk and checked my email. A message from a client had just come out of nowhere, asking about a delay we hadn't discussed yet. I flagged it and decided to talk to the team before replying. During a quick follow-up call, the real reason for the delay came out. It wasn't a technical issue. It was a missing approval. As we talked it through, more details came out, and suddenly the situation made a lot more sense. Someone shared a draft that hadn't been circulated before, and once it was reviewed, a few misunderstandings came out naturally. No one was blaming anyone. We were just trying to get clarity. Around noon, the revised proposal came out, and we reviewed it together. One slide didn't look right at first, but after a small change, it came out much better. It was one of those moments where a simple adjustment made a big difference. Later that afternoon, the final numbers came out, and this time the mood shifted. They were stronger than expected. We updated the client and let them know the official statement would come out the next morning. Before logging off, I reviewed the meeting notes that had come out from the assistant. Everything important was there. As I shut down my computer, I thought about how often clarity depends on timing. At work, things don't always make sense right away, but eventually, the answers tend to come out when the right people talk at the right moment. Great, that was the second text, and that's all for today. Thank you so much for following this channel, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.